Synth Drones. Today I want to talk about vintage synthesizers in the year 2019. Hi, I'm Pure Ambient Drone. This is my channel where I talk about synthesizers. Hit the subscribe button and tap the bell if you want to keep up with my synth adventures. You know you do. You know you do. And support me, please, over at patreon.com/Pure Ambient Drone. I got some free music tracks on there and some stuff you don't see over here. And you know what? It makes me feel so good when I see that somebody jumped from here to over there to support me. And you know what? Drop me a line over there. Love talking to you guys. I got some really good friends over there already. Okay, so check it out. Vintage synthesizers. I've been looking at them the last couple of weeks. I keep an eye on the market. I really do. You guys have no idea. I check the market on synthesizers, used and new, probably 50 times a day. I really am interested in the market. And here's what I'm seeing. There's a lot of classic synthesizers that are skyrocketing. And I saw a Roland SY22 going for nearly $2,000, just shy of it. But you might as well, after shipping, yeah, $2,000. Now, here's the thing. Somebody didn't tell the seller that Behringer is making the MS-101. Now, I know we can sit here and we can argue saying that a clone will never be the original, and I get that. If you're nostalgic and you want the vintage vibe in your studio and you want the vintage feel and the vintage experience all to yourself, go for the classic stuff. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about relevancy and do you really need it? Now, I've done a similar video like this in the past, but I really want to touch base on the prices of some of these synthesizers that are going up in the year 2019, because here's the deal. There are some incredible synthesizers coming out for 2019, and they're blowing the roof off of some of the classic synthesizers that are out there from yesteryear. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trashing classic synthesizers. I own a Juno 6, a Juno 106, and you know what? I also own a Poly Evolver. I don't know if you want to call that classic or not, but I got me one. I even got a clone of the MS-20, right? So I'm not a hater on these things. What I'm asking is, in today's market, with what is already come out and what is coming out for 2019, do we need these classic synthesizers for the prices that they're going for anymore? I seen a Jupiter for $20,000 online, 20 grand. I've been seeing a Jupiter, that's a Jupiter 8. I've seen a Jupiter 6 going for almost $5,000 without any MIDI mod. I'm not touching those prices. I've been seeing the Prophet 6 running upwards between $4,000 and $5,000. Did I say Prophet 6? Prophet 5. Prophet 5 going for that amount. And I've seen the Pro 1, which we know Behringer's cloning, and the Pioneer AS1 already nails, going for about $2,000. I've seen it cheaper, and I've seen all of these synthesizers cheaper, but I've also seen them going up there. And not only have I seen them, but I know that people somewhere, someplace are buying these at inflated prices. And my question is, you know, in today's market, do you really want to spend $5,000 to $6,000 on a vintage synthesizer like a Prophet 5, knowing that at any moment, Behringer can pull a fast one and produce it? Because, you know, and I'm only guessing at this, I don't have any inside information, but I bet you Behringer is going to creep out on us something special. They're going to surprise us. I hope you guys are listening. I know you guys stalk me on here, Behringer, but I think they're going to shock us and surprise us with something wonderful, a clone that they're not going to talk about till it's done, okay? Because what they're doing right now is I think they're distracting us with all this other cool stuff that they're making, and behind the scenes, they're really going to lay it on us with something awesome. I hope so. I hope it's going to be a Jupiter clone, okay? But what do I know? But at Behringer, if you're listening, I think I got your number. Anyway, what I'm saying is, in today's market, the relevancy of classic synthesizers just doesn't hold as much water. Now, there are some classic synthesizers that I don't think anybody can replace on today's market. I think that the Junos, the classic Roland Junos, have such a special sound that I spent the money for a 106 and a Juno 6. And some people might say, you don't need a Juno 6 if you got a Juno 106. Yes, I do. I need every synthesizer I can get, but I can't afford every synthesizer I want. With that being said, I had a Novation Peak in here, and the only reason why I unloaded it is because I knew the Summit was coming out. And I want a Summit. And I got to tell you something about the Novation Peak and why I'm talking about it in this video. And that is the Novation Summit is such a classic sounding synthesizer. I was checking out videos on the Oberheim 1000 because the prices are approaching $900 for an Oberheim 1000. And the Matrix 6s are running around $800. And the multi-tracks are running for $1,800. In fact, tonight I saw a multi-track for, I think, close to $1,495, $1,500. And I'm thinking to myself, man, do these guys know that some of us watch Pure Ambient Drone and we know that there is such thing as better synthesizers today than these machines? Now, don't get me wrong. These synthesizers that I'm talking about, I'm not taking anything away from them. But I don't believe that any one of them is worth over $500 in today's market, the ones that I mentioned. Okay? I just don't think that they are. I think that over $500 is too much money. Because you could buy so much gear now with $500. Could you imagine if Behringer opened up a synth store? I mean, by the time that they're done, they're going to have enough gear to do that. Behringer could have their own music store with all the gear that they sell already. And could you imagine walking through a Behringer music store? And they're probably watching this video going, that's a great idea. It is a great idea. You would destroy some of the big name brands out there. But could you imagine walking through a store filled with Behringer synthesizers that are all cloned from yesteryear? And they're all around $300, $400, $500? Yeah, be pulling out that wallet, grabbing yourself some gear, right? But with that being said, there are some really nice sounding vintage gear out there that is going to continue going up, up, up because it sounds so good and nobody's cloned it yet. Now I own a Prophet X, and ADO has been sampling a lot of the old stuff and been making it available. I got the Prophet 5. The Prophet 5 sample pack. And it's not like owning a Prophet 5. Why would it be? It can't be. But, it's close enough for my needs because I'm going to ask you, how many tracks are you going to make with a Prophet 5? All of them? I don't know. You'd probably want some, variety. And the Prophet X provides enough variety that I can sprinkle some Prophet 5 sounding samples in there and get along just fine. But let me talk about drum machines real quick because I'm going to forget about all that. No, there's not a fly in here. I'm just excited. Drum machines. I was looking at an RX11 from Yamaha because somebody online was really nailing out some cool beats with it. And I was like, man, that sounds really good. But you know what? I own a Roland TR8S, as in samples. And check it out. Check it out. I downloaded the actual samples from that drum machine, the Yamaha RX11, and I put them into the TR8S from Roland. It sounds immaculate. Unbelievable. And you know something? I don't have to have a whole bunch of drum machines all over the place. All I got to do is stick the samples in there. And there's this place called Sample from Mars or something. I don't know. I got it a long time ago. And they had a big sale. And I got their whole package at the time. I got all the classic drum machines. And I've been sticking them in there and making my hybrid kits in the TR8S. And you know what? It sounds fantastic. Now, I know you can go out and you can buy a Yamaha RX11 and find a place in your studio for it and hook it up and run it through the MIDI and run it through the sound. I don't even know if it's got MIDI. I don't even know how old this thing is. I didn't check it to see if it had MIDI. But you can still wire it all up and you can have all these drum machines, right? And you know what? You're going to get overwhelmed. Maybe. I don't know. If you're anything like me, you will get overwhelmed. Well, you can have one box, the TR8S, and it does everything you want it to do or anything you need it to do because it holds samples. And you don't even have to have a TR8S. You can have a sample machine for that matter. But the reason why I like the TR8S is because it's a drum machine. You can put patterns into it and beats, and it's really easy to use. And I love it. It's intuitive. I enjoy it. The workflow is fantastic. Then you got the Prophet Rev 16. I do. I don't know if you got it, but I have it. And it sounds like a classic synthesizer. Dave Smith makes incredible sounding machines, people. And he's got this vintage vibe to all of them. It's just amazing what he does. Let's not forget the Behringer DeepMind 12, which comes really, really close to A Juno. Now it's not a Juno clone, guys. It's not. But man, it sounds really good. It sounds really fantastic. You can get a lot of sounds out of this machine. Now you just got to ask yourself if you could go back in time, like the Avengers did in Endgame, and you could ask the people bringing new gear with you from today, 2019, and going to all these pros and showing them the new gear and putting the new gear on one side of a table and putting all the classic gear, but it wouldn't be classic in the past, would it? And putting the classic gear on another side and ask these pros back in time, 20, 30 years ago, which ones would you rather pick? They'd probably be scared of the new stuff, right? But if they understood what the new gear was all about, they're going to go for the new stuff. We got some incredible stuff on the market today. Loud motorcycle guy going by. We got some incredible stuff on the market today. We've had incredible stuff come on the market from yesteryear. The Quantum by Waldorf. Man, this thing's the Cadillac of synthesis when it comes to sampling and manipulation and granular stuff. The thing is just amazing. It won't replace every synthesizer you have, and it won't emulate old classic stuff, but it sounds really great stuff. It sounds really, really great. And it has some really great stuff in it that, you can pass on a lot of the older stuff that people from yesteryear, they used only because they were stuck with it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not trying to trash old gear because, like I said, I love old gear. And there is a vintage synthesizer that I've got my hands on that I don't think anything touches in today's market or ever touched before. But I'm not going to tell you what it is in this video. That's called a cliffhanger. You guys are going to have to stay tuned and subscribe and tap that bell so you can keep up with all my synth adventures and find out what my new classic synthesizer is. Yeah, that's right. And we know what? While you're waiting for that video to come out, could you guys leave a comment? Talk about what I'm talking about. Let me know what you feel about vintage synthesizers. And I just want you guys to know, I'm not hating on them. I love vintage gear. I do. It's just that I have so much to choose from in 2019 that I don't know if I really want to spend my money on the old stuff. That's all I'm saying in this video, okay? That's just my viewpoint. But what's your viewpoint? What do you guys think about today's used synth market? What synthesizers did you have a lot of hope for that came out, you got to play around with it, and you got disappointed? And you see it on the market everywhere now. People are just like unloading them because they don't like them. Tell me what synthesizer it is. Don't bash it. Don't hate it. Don't attack it. Just tell me the reasons why you were disappointed in it. And tell me some of the gear that you had from yesteryear that disappointed you. Tell me if you got, I don't want to use the word ripped off because, you get what you pay for or you pay for what you get. And so just tell me if you think you paid too much for some classic gear that was really disappointing to you. At one time or another. I don't know. Just tell me whatever you want to tell me in the comments below. And give this video a like because you know what? It helps this channel grow. And if I grow, then we grow. We all grow. Okay, that's enough. Well, until next time, keep calm. Got to keep calm. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep calm and synth on. Love you guys.